In Buddhism, the emphasis on self-focus is not about fostering selfishness or egocentrism, but rather about cultivating a deep understanding of one's own mind and actions. This inward journey is essential for achieving enlightenment and liberation from suffering. The teachings of the Buddha encourage individuals to look within themselves to understand the root causes of their suffering and to develop the wisdom necessary to overcome it. By focusing on oneself, one can cultivate mindfulness, ethical conduct, and mental discipline, which are crucial components of the Buddhist path. This self-focus is a means to purify the mind, develop compassion, and ultimately attain a state of inner peace and enlightenment. It is through this process of self-examination and personal growth that one can truly contribute to the well-being of others, as a clear and compassionate mind is better equipped to offer genuine help and support. Thus, in Buddhism, focusing on oneself is seen as a foundational step towards both personal liberation and the greater good of all beings. In Buddhism, the concept of anatta, or non-self, is a fundamental teaching that challenges the conventional notion of a permanent, unchanging self. According to this doctrine, what we consider to be the self is merely an aggregation of constantly changing physical and mental components, known as the five aggregates: form, sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These aggregates are in a state of perpetual flux, and there is no enduring essence or soul that can be identified as I or me. This understanding is crucial for focusing on oneself in a manner that aligns with Buddhist principles. The realization of anatta helps individuals detach from the ego and the false sense of identity that often leads to suffering. By recognizing that there is no permanent self to cling to, one can begin to let go of attachments and desires that are rooted in this illusion. This detachment is not about neglecting oneself, but rather about seeing through the delusions that cause suffering. It encourages a deeper exploration into the nature of existence and fosters a more profound sense of freedom and peace. Understanding anatta also shifts the focus from external validation and comparison with others to an inward journey of self-discovery and personal growth. When one grasps that there is no fixed self to defend or promote, it becomes easier to cultivate qualities like humility, compassion, and equanimity. This perspective allows for a more genuine engagement with one's own experiences and emotions without being ensnared by the need for approval or fear of judgment. In practical terms, embracing anatta means observing one's thoughts, feelings, and actions with mindfulness and clarity. It involves questioning the automatic identification with these transient phenomena and seeing them for what they truly are, impermanent and not self. This practice can lead to a profound transformation in how one relates to oneself and others, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and reducing the tendency to focus on external comparisons. Ultimately, the concept of anatta invites individuals to look beyond superficial identities and explore the deeper truths of existence. By doing so, one can cultivate a more authentic and liberated way of being that transcends the limitations imposed by the illusion of a permanent self. This shift in perspective is essential for anyone seeking to focus on themselves in a way that is aligned with Buddhist teachings and conducive to genuine well-being. The Four Noble Truths form the cornerstone of Buddhist teachings and offer profound insights into the nature of personal suffering. The first noble truth, known as dukkha, acknowledges that suffering is an inherent part of human existence. This suffering can manifest in various forms, including physical pain, emotional distress, and existential angst. By recognizing that suffering is universal, individuals can begin to understand that their personal struggles are not unique, but rather a shared human experience. The second noble truth identifies the origin of suffering, which is rooted in tanha, or craving and attachment. This craving often stems from desires for material possessions, relationships, status, and even certain states of mind. When individuals focus excessively on others, comparing themselves, seeking validation, or harboring envy, they feed these cravings and attachments, thereby intensifying their own suffering. Understanding this truth encourages a shift in focus from external sources of validation to internal sources of contentment. The third noble truth offers hope by asserting that the cessation of suffering is possible. This cessation, known as nirodha, can be achieved by relinquishing attachment and craving. By focusing on oneself and cultivating inner peace and self-awareness, individuals can break free from the cycle of suffering. This involves letting go of the need to control or influence others and instead directing energy towards personal growth and self-improvement. The fourth noble truth outlines the path to the cessation of suffering through the Eightfold Path. This path provides practical guidelines for ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. By adhering to these principles, individuals can develop a deeper understanding of themselves and their place in the world. The emphasis on right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration underscores the importance of personal responsibility in alleviating one's own suffering. In summary, the Four Noble Truths highlight the importance of focusing on oneself to understand and overcome personal suffering. By recognizing the universality of suffering, identifying its origins within oneself, believing in the possibility of its cessation, and following a disciplined path towards enlightenment, individuals can achieve a state of inner peace and liberation from the cycles of craving and attachment. The Eightfold Path is a fundamental aspect of Buddhist practice, serving as a guide to ethical and mental development, with the goal of freeing individuals from suffering and achieving enlightenment. Each step of the path emphasizes personal responsibility and self-cultivation, making it clear why focusing on oneself is essential in Buddhism. The Eightfold Path consists of right understanding, right intent, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These elements are not just abstract principles, but practical guidelines that require individual commitment and introspection. Right understanding involves comprehending the nature of reality and the Four Noble Truths. This understanding is deeply personal and requires one to look inward to grasp the true nature of suffering and its cessation. Right intent focuses on cultivating wholesome intentions and renouncing harmful desires. This step necessitates a deep examination of one's motivations and aspirations, encouraging a focus on personal growth rather than external validation. Right speech, right action, and right livelihood are concerned with ethical conduct. They require individuals to reflect on their behavior and make conscious choices that align with their values. This self-regulation fosters a sense of integrity and moral discipline that can only be achieved through personal effort. Right effort involves the cultivation of positive states of mind while eliminating negative ones. It demands continuous self-monitoring and adjustment, highlighting the importance of personal diligence in spiritual practice. Right mindfulness is about maintaining awareness of one's body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. This practice encourages individuals to stay present and fully engage with their experiences without distraction or judgment. It is a deeply introspective process that enhances self-awareness and emotional regulation. Finally, right concentration involves developing deep states of meditative absorption. This requires dedicated practice and unwavering focus on one's inner experiences. By following the Eightfold Path, individuals embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. Each step necessitates a commitment to personal development and an understanding that true liberation comes from within. The path underscores the importance of focusing on oneself as the primary means to achieve spiritual awakening and inner peace. Through diligent practice and self-reflection, one can cultivate the qualities necessary for enlightenment, demonstrating why self-focus is not only beneficial, but essential in Buddhism. Mindfulness and self-awareness are foundational practices in Buddhism that encourage individuals to focus on their own experiences, thoughts, and emotions. Mindfulness, or sati in Pali, involves paying close attention to the present moment without judgment. This practice helps individuals become more aware of their internal states and the transient nature of their thoughts and feelings. By cultivating mindfulness, one can observe the arising and passing away of mental phenomena, leading to a deeper understanding of the mind's workings. Self-awareness, closely linked with mindfulness, is the conscious knowledge of one's character, feelings, motives, and desires. In Buddhism, self-awareness is not about reinforcing a sense of ego, but rather about recognizing the impermanent and interconnected nature of existence. Through practices such as meditation and mindful living, individuals can develop a heightened sense of self-awareness that allows them to see beyond superficial identities and attachments. By focusing on oneself through mindfulness and self-awareness, practitioners can identify the root causes of their suffering and work towards alleviating it. This inward focus is not selfish, but rather a necessary step in achieving personal liberation and enlightenment. When individuals understand their own minds, they are better equipped to cultivate compassion and wisdom, which can then be extended to others. In essence, mindfulness and self-awareness serve as tools for personal transformation in Buddhism. They enable individuals to break free from habitual patterns of thought and behavior that cause suffering. By turning attention inward and observing one's own mind with clarity and equanimity, one can achieve a state of inner peace and balance that benefits both oneself and the broader community. Meditation holds a central place in Buddhist practice, serving as a vital tool for self-discovery and inner transformation. Through meditation, individuals can delve deeply into their own minds, uncovering layers of thoughts, emotions, and habitual patterns that often go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of daily life. This introspective journey is essential for understanding the true nature of the self and for cultivating a sense of inner peace and clarity. In Buddhism, meditation is not merely a relaxation technique, but a profound practice aimed at awakening to the reality of existence. It allows practitioners to observe their mental processes with detachment and equanimity, fostering a deeper awareness of how thoughts and feelings arise and pass away. This heightened awareness is crucial for recognizing the impermanent and interdependent nature of all phenomena, including the self. One of the primary forms of meditation in Buddhism is vipassana, or insight meditation. This practice encourages individuals to observe their experiences without attachment or aversion, leading to insights into the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. By consistently engaging in vipassana meditation, practitioners can dismantle the illusion of a permanent, unchanging self, anatta, and come to understand that what we consider self is merely a collection of transient experiences. Another significant form of meditation is samatha, or concentration meditation. This practice involves focusing the mind on a single object, such as the breath, to develop deep concentration and mental stability. Through samatha meditation, individuals can calm the mind's incessant chatter and create a serene mental space where self-discovery can flourish. The tranquility achieved through this practice provides a solid foundation for deeper insight practices. Meditation also plays a crucial role in cultivating mindfulness, sati, which is essential for self-awareness. Mindfulness involves paying close attention to one's present moment experiences with openness and curiosity. By being fully present with each moment, practitioners can gain profound insights into their habitual reactions and conditioned behaviors. This awareness empowers individuals to make conscious choices rather than being driven by unconscious impulses. Furthermore, meditation fosters compassion, karuna, and loving kindness, metta, towards oneself. As individuals become more aware of their own suffering and struggles through meditation, they naturally develop greater empathy and compassion for themselves. This self-compassion is not about indulging in self-pity, but about recognizing one's own humanity and treating oneself with kindness and understanding. In essence, meditation serves as a mirror reflecting the true nature of the mind and self. It provides a safe space for individuals to explore their inner world without judgment or distraction. Through regular meditation practice, one can uncover deeper truths about oneself, break free from delusions, and move towards greater wisdom and enlightenment. In this way, meditation is an indispensable tool for anyone seeking genuine self-discovery within the framework of Buddhist teachings. In Buddhism, the concept of karma is intricately linked to personal responsibility. Karma, often misunderstood as a form of cosmic retribution, is essentially the law of cause and effect. It posits that our actions, whether good or bad, have consequences that shape our future experiences. This principle underscores the importance of focusing on oneself rather than others, because it emphasizes that each individual is responsible for their own actions and the resultant outcomes. When we focus on ourselves, we become more mindful of our thoughts, words, and deeds. This self-awareness allows us to make conscious choices that align with ethical and moral principles, thereby generating positive karma. Conversely, when we are preoccupied with the actions and behaviors of others, we may neglect our own conduct and inadvertently create negative karma. By taking personal responsibility for our actions, we can cultivate a life of virtue and wisdom. Moreover, understanding karma encourages us to take ownership of our lives. It dispels the notion of blaming external circumstances or other people for our suffering. Instead, it teaches us that we have the power to influence our destiny through our actions. This empowerment fosters a sense of accountability and motivates us to engage in practices that promote personal growth and spiritual development. Focusing on oneself also means recognizing the impermanence and interconnectedness of all things. By acknowledging that our actions have far-reaching effects, we become more compassionate and considerate in our interactions with others. This does not mean we ignore the well-being of others. Rather, it means that by improving ourselves, we contribute positively to the collective well-being. In essence, karma and personal responsibility are about understanding that we are the architects of our own lives. By concentrating on self-improvement and ethical living, we can create a ripple effect that not only enhances our own existence, but also positively impacts those around us. This focus on self is not selfishness. It is a profound recognition of our role in the tapestry of life and a commitment to making it as harmonious as possible. In Buddhism, compassion is a fundamental principle that extends both to oneself and to others. However, the balance between self-compassion and compassion for others can often be misunderstood. Self-compassion involves recognizing our own suffering, being kind to ourselves in moments of difficulty, and understanding that imperfection is a part of the human experience. This form of compassion is not about self-indulgence or selfishness. Rather, it is about treating ourselves with the same kindness and care that we would offer to a dear friend. Compassion for others, on the other hand, involves recognizing the suffering of others and taking steps to alleviate it. It is an outward expression of empathy and kindness. In Buddhism, this is often exemplified by the Bodhisattva ideal, where one strives to attain enlightenment not just for oneself but for the benefit of all sentient beings. However, it is crucial to understand that true compassion for others cannot exist without first cultivating compassion for oneself. If we are harsh and critical towards ourselves, it becomes challenging to extend genuine compassion towards others. The Buddha taught that understanding and addressing our own suffering is essential before we can effectively help others. This is because our personal experiences of suffering and overcoming it provide us with the wisdom and empathy needed to truly understand and assist others in their struggles. Moreover, when we are compassionate towards ourselves, we create a foundation of inner peace and strength from which we can offer more effective support to those around us. Balancing self-compassion with compassion for others requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It involves recognizing when we need to take care of ourselves and when we have the capacity to help others. This balance ensures that our acts of compassion do not lead to burnout or resentment, but are instead sustainable and genuine. In summary, while Buddhism emphasizes the importance of compassion for all beings, it also highlights the necessity of starting with oneself. By cultivating self-compassion, we build a solid foundation from which our compassion for others can naturally flow. This balanced approach allows us to contribute positively to the world while maintaining our own well-being. In Buddhism, detachment from external judgments is a crucial aspect of personal growth and spiritual development. The teachings emphasize that the opinions and judgments of others are often rooted in their own perceptions, biases, and misunderstandings. By focusing on these external evaluations, individuals can become entangled in a web of unnecessary suffering and distraction from their true path. Detachment from external judgments allows one to cultivate inner peace and maintain a clear focus on their own spiritual journey. The practice of detachment is closely linked to the concept of non-attachment, which is a fundamental principle in Buddhism. Non-attachment does not mean indifference or apathy. Rather, it signifies a balanced state of mind where one is not overly influenced by praise or criticism. This balanced state is achieved through mindfulness and self-awareness, enabling individuals to observe their thoughts and emotions without becoming ensnared by them. By recognizing that external judgments are transient and often superficial, practitioners can maintain equanimity and continue their practice without being swayed by the fluctuating opinions of others. Moreover, detachment from external judgments fosters a deeper understanding of the nature of reality as taught in Buddhism. The doctrine of anatta, or non-self, posits that there is no permanent, unchanging self. When individuals internalize this teaching, they realize that the self that others judge is also impermanent and ever-changing. This realization helps to diminish the power that external judgments hold over them. Instead of seeking validation or fearing criticism, practitioners learn to find contentment within themselves and their practice. In addition to fostering inner peace, detachment from external judgments also enhances one's ability to practice compassion and loving kindness. When individuals are not preoccupied with how they are perceived by others, they can more genuinely connect with those around them. This genuine connection is free from the distortions caused by the need for approval or fear of disapproval. As a result, practitioners can offer compassion and support to others without any ulterior motives. Ultimately, detachment from external judgments empowers individuals to live authentically and align their actions with their true values and beliefs. It liberates them from the constraints imposed by societal expectations and allows them to pursue their spiritual goals with clarity and determination. By focusing on their own path and maintaining equanimity in the face of external opinions, practitioners can achieve a deeper sense of fulfillment and progress on their journey toward enlightenment. In the journey of self-focus within the framework of Buddhism, overcoming envy and comparison is a crucial step. Envy and comparison are deeply rooted in the ego, which Buddhism teaches us to transcend. These emotions arise from a sense of lack or inadequacy, often fueled by observing others' successes or possessions. When we compare ourselves to others, we are essentially measuring our worth against external standards, which can lead to feelings of jealousy, resentment, and dissatisfaction. Buddhism encourages us to look inward rather than outward. The practice of mindfulness helps us become aware of these negative emotions as they arise. By observing them without judgment, we can begin to understand their transient nature and the suffering they cause. This awareness allows us to detach from these feelings and recognize that they do not define our true self. The concept of anatta, or non-self, further aids in overcoming envy and comparison. By understanding that the self is an illusion and that all beings are interconnected, we can diminish the importance we place on individual achievements and possessions. This realization fosters a sense of equanimity and compassion for others, as we see their successes not as threats, but as part of the collective human experience. Additionally, practicing gratitude can shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. By regularly reflecting on our own blessings and accomplishments, we cultivate a sense of contentment and reduce the urge to compare ourselves with others. This practice aligns with the Buddhist principle of appreciating the present moment and finding joy in simple things. Meditation also plays a vital role in overcoming envy and comparison. Through meditation, we develop a deeper understanding of our mind's tendencies and learn to let go of harmful thoughts. As we progress in our meditation practice, we cultivate inner peace and stability, making us less susceptible to external influences. Ultimately, overcoming envy and comparison requires a commitment to personal growth and self-awareness. By focusing on our own path and recognizing the impermanent nature of all things, we can free ourselves from the cycle of envy and comparison. This liberation allows us to live more authentically and harmoniously, fostering a sense of inner peace that radiates outward into our interactions with others. Inner peace is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice and philosophy, serving as the foundation for a balanced and fulfilling life. In Buddhism, inner peace is not merely the absence of external conflict, but a profound state of mental and emotional equilibrium. This state allows individuals to navigate life's challenges with equanimity and clarity. Achieving inner peace requires a deep understanding of oneself, which is why focusing on oneself rather than others is essential. When we are preoccupied with the actions, thoughts and judgments of others, our minds become cluttered with distractions that hinder our ability to cultivate inner tranquility. Inner peace is intrinsically linked to the concept of mindfulness, which involves being fully present in the moment and aware of one's thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, individuals can observe their internal states and recognize the sources of their suffering. This self-awareness enables them to address negative emotions such as anger, jealousy, and resentment, which disrupt inner peace. Through mindfulness, one learns to accept things as they are, fostering a sense of calm and contentment that is independent of external circumstances. Meditation is another vital practice in Buddhism that aids in achieving inner peace. Through meditation, practitioners learn to quiet the mind and detach from the incessant stream of thoughts that often lead to stress and anxiety. Regular meditation helps in developing a stable mind that remains unshaken by external events or internal turmoil. This stability is crucial for maintaining inner peace, as it allows individuals to respond to life's ups and downs with composure and wisdom. Furthermore, inner peace is essential for cultivating compassion and empathy towards others. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are better equipped to extend genuine kindness and understanding to those around us. Inner turmoil often manifests as negative behavior towards others. Thus, by focusing on achieving inner peace, we indirectly contribute to a more harmonious and compassionate world. In summary, inner peace is not just a personal goal, but a fundamental aspect of Buddhist practice that influences every facet of life. It empowers individuals to live authentically and harmoniously, free from the distractions and disturbances caused by focusing on others. By prioritizing inner peace through mindfulness, meditation, and self-awareness, one can achieve a state of well-being that radiates outward, benefiting both oneself and the broader community. Focusing on yourself within the framework of Buddhism involves a series of practical steps that can guide you toward greater self-awareness, inner peace, and personal growth. One of the first steps is to establish a regular meditation practice. Meditation allows you to quiet the mind, observe your thoughts without judgment, and develop a deeper understanding of your inner landscape. By setting aside time each day for meditation, you create a space where you can connect with your true self and cultivate mindfulness. Another important step is to practice mindfulness in your daily activities. Mindfulness means being fully present in the moment, whether you are eating, walking, or engaging in conversation. By paying attention to your actions and thoughts as they occur, you can become more aware of habitual patterns and reactions that may not serve your well-being. This heightened awareness can help you make more conscious choices that align with your values and goals. Engaging in self-reflection is also crucial. Take time to regularly assess your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Journaling can be an effective tool for this purpose. Write down your experiences, challenges, and insights to gain clarity about your inner world. Reflecting on your actions and their consequences can help you understand the root causes of your suffering and identify areas for personal growth. Setting boundaries is another essential step in focusing on yourself. Learn to say no to activities or relationships that drain your energy or do not contribute to your well-being. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. This might include spending time in nature, pursuing creative hobbies, or engaging in physical exercise. Additionally, practicing self-compassion is vital. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Acknowledge your imperfections without harsh judgment, and recognize that making mistakes is part of the human experience. Self-compassion helps you build resilience and fosters a positive relationship with yourself. Lastly, seek guidance from teachers or mentors who can support your journey. Whether through formal teachings or personal interactions, learning from those who have walked the path before you can provide valuable insights and encouragement. Joining a community of like-minded individuals can also offer support and accountability as you work towards focusing on yourself. By incorporating these practical steps into your life, you can cultivate a deeper connection with yourself and navigate the complexities of existence with greater ease and wisdom. One common misconception about self-focus in Buddhism is that it promotes selfishness or self-centered behavior. This misunderstanding arises from a superficial interpretation of the teachings, which emphasize personal development and inner peace. However, the focus on oneself in Buddhism is not about indulging in one's desires or prioritizing one's needs over others. Instead, it is about cultivating a deep understanding of one's mind and actions to achieve enlightenment and ultimately benefit all beings. By focusing on oneself, a practitioner learns to overcome ignorance, attachment, and aversion, which are the root causes of suffering. Another misconception is that self-focus means isolation from others or disengagement from social responsibilities. In reality, Buddhism teaches interconnectedness and the interdependence of all life. The practice of self-focus is meant to enhance one's ability to engage with the world compassionately and wisely. By understanding oneself better, one can interact with others more skillfully and contribute positively to society. The aim is not to withdraw, but to transform oneself in a way that fosters harmony and reduces suffering for everyone. Some people also believe that focusing on oneself contradicts the Buddhist principle of anatta, or non-self. They argue that if there is no permanent self, then why should one focus on it? This view overlooks the practical aspect of Buddhist practice. While anatta teaches that the self is an illusion, it also acknowledges that individuals experience life through a sense of self. Therefore, focusing on oneself is a method to deconstruct this illusion and realize the true nature of existence. It is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Additionally, there is a misconception that self-focus in Buddhism negates the importance of helping others. On the contrary, Buddhism holds compassion as one of its highest virtues. The practice of focusing on oneself includes developing qualities like patience, kindness, and empathy, which naturally extend to others. A person who has cultivated inner peace and wisdom is better equipped to assist others effectively. Thus, self-focus and altruism are not mutually exclusive, but are complementary aspects of the path to enlightenment. Lastly, some may think that focusing on oneself in Buddhism is a passive activity that involves merely sitting in meditation without taking any action. While meditation is a crucial component, self-focus also involves active engagement in ethical conduct, right speech, and right livelihood as outlined in the Eightfold Path. It requires continuous effort and mindfulness in daily life to align one's actions with Buddhist principles. Therefore, self-focus is an active and dynamic process aimed at holistic personal development. In summary, these misconceptions arise from a lack of understanding of the deeper principles of Buddhism. Self-focus in Buddhism is not about selfishness or isolation, but about personal transformation for the greater good. It aligns with the teachings on non-self and interconnectedness and includes both contemplative practices and ethical living. By dispelling these misconceptions, one can appreciate the true purpose and benefits of focusing on oneself within the Buddhist framework. In the journey of self-focus within the framework of Buddhism, real-life examples and stories can provide profound insights and inspiration. One notable example is the story of Angulimala, a notorious bandit who transformed his life through the teachings of the Buddha. Angulimala was once feared for his violent actions, but after encountering the Buddha and hearing his teachings, he realized the futility of his destructive path. By focusing on himself and his own transformation, Angulimala renounced his violent ways, embraced a life of compassion, and ultimately attained enlightenment. His story illustrates how self-focus can lead to profound personal change and spiritual growth. Another compelling example is that of Milarepa, one of Tibet's most famous yogis and poets. Milarepa's early life was marked by suffering and revenge as he used black magic to harm those who wronged him. However, after realizing the negative karma he had accumulated, Milarepa sought out a spiritual teacher and dedicated himself to intense meditation and self-purification. Through years of solitary practice in remote caves, he achieved enlightenment. Milarepa's journey underscores the importance of turning inward and focusing on one's own spiritual development rather than external circumstances or past actions. A modern-day example can be found in the life of Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Zen master known for his teachings on mindfulness and peace. During the Vietnam War, Thich Nhat Hanh faced immense suffering and witnessed the horrors of conflict. Instead of succumbing to despair or anger, he focused on cultivating inner peace and mindfulness. He founded the Plum Village community in France, where he taught others to find peace within themselves regardless of external turmoil. His life demonstrates how self-focus and mindfulness can lead to personal tranquility and inspire others to do the same. These stories highlight that focusing on oneself is not about selfishness, but about cultivating inner strength, wisdom, and compassion. By turning inward and addressing our own suffering, we become better equipped to help others. The transformations of Angulimala, Milarepa, and Thich Nhat Hanh show that self-focus in Buddhism is a powerful tool for personal growth and positive change in the world. In conclusion, the teachings of Buddhism emphasize the importance of focusing on oneself as a pathway to enlightenment and inner peace. By understanding and practicing the concept of anatta, or non-self, individuals can transcend the ego and its attachments, leading to a more profound sense of freedom and clarity. The Four Noble Truths guide us to recognize and address our personal suffering, while the Eightfold Path provides a structured approach to ethical living and mental discipline. Mindfulness and self-awareness are crucial tools in this journey, helping us stay present and connected to our true nature. Meditation serves as a cornerstone for self-discovery, allowing us to delve deeper into our consciousness and uncover the layers of conditioning that obscure our true selves. The principle of karma underscores the importance of personal responsibility, reminding us that our actions have consequences that shape our future experiences. Balancing compassion for oneself with compassion for others is essential, as it fosters a healthy sense of self-worth without falling into selfishness. Detachment from external judgments liberates us from the constant need for validation, enabling us to live authentically. Overcoming envy and comparison further strengthens our focus on personal growth rather than external benchmarks. Inner peace becomes attainable when we prioritize self-care and self-understanding over external distractions. Practical steps such as setting boundaries, engaging in regular meditation, and practicing mindfulness can help maintain this focus. It is important to dispel common misconceptions about self-focus in Buddhism. It is not about selfishness, but about cultivating a strong foundation from which we can better serve others. Real-life examples and stories illustrate that this path is not only theoretical, but also practical and achievable. By focusing on ourselves in the Buddhist context, we create a ripple effect that benefits not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. Ultimately, this inward journey leads to a more harmonious existence, both within ourselves and in our interactions with the world. To keep expanding your spiritual awareness, click one of the videos on screen now.